For today's Cyber CEO episode.
So 𝗙𝗃 helps out with all social media. She has assisted in our videos. She's helped me with all sorts of things like maybe you should get a teleprompter. That might help. Maybe we use a green screen. And so there's all sorts of things we've been working on. She's helped with some pretty detailed aspects of that, social media and the videos in particular. So she's been really great. She saved me a lot of time, and she's taking care of my long-term goals and making sure that I stay top of mind with my clients as we move forward.
Welcome to Cyber CEO, wherein we talk about how our cyberbackers helped our cyber CEOs take their businesses to the next level. Cyber CEO is powered by Cyberbacker, the world's leading provider of admin support services from anywhere in the world to anyone in the world. Please visit our website www.cyberbacker.com for more details. Another great day here at Cyberbacker. My name is Jello. We're back with another episode of Cyber CEO. And of course, we have a very special guest on the show. Shelly, how are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Doing wonderful. Thank you very much for asking and for being on the show. I know you have a lot of things to do. We really appreciate this. Now, what we wanted to do was just to, of course, talk with you about virtual leverage and your experience with Cyberbacker. But before we head on to that, just need your help here real quick. Can you tell us something about yourself and what you do, Shelly?
Well, I'm a lead listing agent in the Seattle area for 𝗙𝗃𝗋𝗋𝗄𝗏𝗏, which is a suburb outside of Seattle.
Okay. So how long have you been in real estate, if you don't mind me
asking? Over 30 years.
Wow. Gosh, that's a ton of experience right there. Now, how about working with someone virtual though? Just like what you're doing with Cyberbacker. Is this a first for you?
No, this is the second time.
Oh, second go at virtual leverage then. So, how did you find out about Cyberbacker then?
So, Keller Williams has a convention, 2 conventions every year. One is called Family Reunion, which is in February, and that's located, I think, in Las Vegas next year. But I was at Mega Camp last year in August, and there were about 30,000 people in front of this speaker. And the speaker said that her business exploded with the help of Cyberbackers. So she actually called you out, which is fantastic. So I'm like, well, if she's doing it and selling at that level, then maybe I should be looking into that as well.
So, of course, that's where you found out about Cyberbacker. So what were your initial thoughts about it? Virtual leverage, Cyberbacker, things like that?
Well, my initial thoughts were, well, that's great, because in my past experience with the virtual, it was not a very good experience. And it was not through Cyberbacker. It was through a different company.
Okay.
And very unprofessional. And there were times I couldn't even get a hold of my assistant when it was important. And, there were a lot of excuses, and I don't get any of that with Cyberbacker. None at all.
Of course, because Cyberbacker is here to help you out, not just create more problems, but to be there, to be your partner, of course. Now, as of today, now that we're talking, Shelly, how long have you been with Cyberbacker?
I think 𝗙𝗃 started with me October.
Oh, okay. So a new partnership then, a fairly new partnership then with your Cyberbacker 𝗙𝗃. Now, talk to me more about her then. What's it like working with her every day? Talk to me about tasks. What are the things that she does or help out with every day?
So for me, she helps out with all social media. She has assisted in like our videos, which my coach had said, you need to do more videos. And I look at 𝗙𝗃, I'm like, 𝗙𝗃, can you help me with videos? And it's always a yes. And even if she doesn't understand or hasn't experienced it yet, she has reached out to support at Cyberbacker to help get her through these needs that seem to crop up because our market is continually changing and how you reach out to people continually changes. And I've never really been all that comfortable in front of a camera. I can speak in front of people all day long. I can do a conference. I could lead with people in front of me. But when I don't have people in front of me, it's scary. So she's helped me with all sorts of things, like maybe you should get a teleprompter. That might help. Maybe we use a green screen. And so there's all sorts of things we've been working on. She's helped with some pretty detailed aspects of that, social media and the videos in particular. So she's been really great.
Gosh, just the way you talk about it just seems like that you've been working for not just a few months, but feels like years, because the way you talk about it, just like the relationship that you've built is just so strong. And now it's going through a lot of success right now and a lot of growth, of course. Now, she's almost everywhere in your business now, 𝗙𝗻𝗄cie, but I'm curious about the partnership that you've created, because again, a lot of business owners would really stay away from the virtual world because they're not familiar with it. But what I'm curious about is, how did you start this partnership with 𝗙𝗻𝗄cie or Cyberbacker?
It started in the beginning. So when I reached out to Cyberbacker, I had just an entourage of professionals contact me saying, hey, we want to help you. Let's do an interview and figure out what your needs are, because I didn't really have an outline. I just knew I needed help, and I was feeling like I was falling behind. So going through the initial needs interview and how they literally summarized and outlined exactly what I needed by the end of the interview process, we basically had a job description. And what I loved about it is Cyberbacker took that job description and matched it up with a few people to choose from that would be a good fit. And then having the interview process, I went off script because I know for me, I need someone who isn't intimidated by me. And that comes up a lot. And I'm like, okay, how can I break this down a little bit? So I asked some things like, do you have any pets? And, I just really broke it down. And I was able to hone in on 𝗙𝗻𝗄cie, because it was clear to me that she wasn't intimidated. She was, none of them really were, but she was the one who I felt like was on my level and really I connected with her. So, and you can do that through a screen. It's easy. And, just having that simple communication. And also, if she doesn't understand what I'm saying, she will ask me questions, like probing questions, to make sure she does understand, or simply just say that she doesn't understand and can I word it differently? Because sometimes, the language is different. So, yeah.
Good point right there again. But how do you, for example, there's a challenge, let's say, that happened. Let's say, how do you communicate that with your Cyberbacker? Because again, you're not talking to someone who's right in front of you. You're just talking to someone probably on the phone or a video call. How do you do that? How do you provide, let's say, criticism or constructive criticism to your Cyberbacker per se?
I just tell her, or it's pretty easy. And we talk nearly daily. So that's what I need, because I'm like a cat that needs to be herded. And she knows that she needs to manage me. It's almost like she's my handler, and she directs me in what I need to do every day. So that's really been helpful.
They're just a great partnership that you've created with 𝗙𝗻𝗄cie, your Cyberbacker. Now, I know it's only been a few months that you've been working together, but what I'd like to know about is, what's been the biggest impact of virtual leverage in the business so far, of working with 𝗙𝗻𝗄cie so far?
So where I get messed up with social media is, I used to own a strategic design and marketing business. I sold it and focused on real estate full time about 20 years ago. So I was doing both. And initially I was doing a lot of marketing for builders, developers, and other real estate agents. But I was also licensed. And so I can get super involved. And I needed someone I could trust who can pick up on our brand and style, which was done by a professional, which is me. I am an award-winning graphic designer too, which is hard. But I also know there are programs out there now that can basically duplicate your brand. And, 𝗙𝗻𝗋𝗋 was able to pick up on that. Or if she strays a little, I can easily say, okay, not that, let's go this way. And she's like, oh yeah. And she picks up on it, in implementing the brand. So, she saved me a lot of time. To answer your question, she saved me a lot of time, with me getting too detailed in the part of the business that does not have a direct return. Like it, that is important to stay top of mind with your clients and have brand identity. But I also need to focus on getting leads and taking care of my clients, which I figure that's your immediate need. And she's taking care of my long-term goals and making sure that I stay top of mind with my clients as we move forward.
Now, great point right there. Again, now you also have someone who's as invested in the business as your cyberbacker, of course. Now, which I forgot to tell you, is going to be listening to this podcast, this episode, once we have it out, of course. So before we go, would you want to give her a quick shout out or any messages you'd like to give out to 𝗙𝗻𝗋𝗋?
Sure. I love you, 𝗙𝗻𝗋𝗋. You're the best. Thank you for everything.
There we go. Now, we're very, very excited to see the continued growth and the success of this partnership. And of course, Shelly, thank you very much for being on the show today. I had fun talking to you.
You bet. Have a great day.
Thank you for listening to our daily dose of CyberCEO. Stay tuned to know more about how Cyberbacker creates a difference in this digital time and age. You can visit our website www.cyberbacker.com and follow our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Spotify.